Great sunrise, people of life, the dark and the light. Welcome to the place where we strive to be more than just human over here. We don't fear death. We don't fear anything. But we strive to be greater than just on the level of human. So with that said, family, let's finish up part 2 of the types of character features. And also, I have an interior design new channel that I've created that I'm actually going to share with you guys, and in the chat, so you can go to that link and also subscribe. I'm going to start doing some work over there. I'll probably start with my own house because I'm planning on doing some work to my own house. So once I get my floor plan, once I get my program up and running, then I will start executing and showing you how to go about that, project. So let me get this here. All right. I don't remember my last password on this thing. Oh, it must be the phone. Where's my Google code? Okay, there it goes. I think that's my other YouTube. Oh, what did I do that for? I think it's on. So what happened to my stuff? Where's my stuff? Okay.
The year 1492 is of great significance to the Western world because that's when Christopher Columbus sailed the Atlantic Ocean.
Where's my... Okay. Oh, goodness. Let's go here. Oh, YouTube. I'm having bad. Okay, here we go. So I can share with you guys my new my other channel. Hopefully no one messed with it. Okay, here we go. So I can share my other channel link so that I can get some subscribers on my new channel here. What's going on? Okay. I see what I did. Okay, how do I share? I don't have no videos yet over here. But I should have a... Get all of that. Okay, so they should at least have it where I can share. Okay, here we go. I forgot. I have to do it like that. Okay. Where you can come and subscribe to me on my other channel. Okay, family, hold on. All right, I got it. Now you can come to me and subscribe on that other page so you can get a different world. That's all I had right there. But this is, I'm going to go ahead and share. I'm going to go ahead and share my channel page, my other channel page, which is this. Oh, did I share? It's a little bit slow. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. That's my channel page. Mecca's Natural World Interiors. And I'm going to have some stuff on there. So fairly, hopefully soon. So let's get into this character features so we can get our story started. So we can, I probably should go back and do some, okay. So we went over love interest yesterday. Now we're going to look at confidant. And I thought about what I said about the Wizard of Oz, and I think that the good witch was not the protagonist. The protagonist was actually Dorothy. And the good witch was actually the confidant. This one's even harder to pin down, especially since many stories focus on much of their main character's love interest, that other relationships get left out in the cold. However, the confidant can still be one of the most profound relationships the protagonist has in a novel. Confidants are often best friends, but they may also be potential love interest or even a mentor. The protagonist shares their thoughts and emotions with this person, even when they're reluctant to share with anyone else. However, the confidant might also be someone the main character turns to, not because they want to, but because they feel they have no other choice, as in the last example on this list. Confidant examples: Horatio, Frere, Lawrence, Alfred Pennyworth, Mrs. Lovett, Jacob Black, Dumbledore, Hannibal Lecter. Horatio from Hamlet is what type of figure? Find out here. Okay, then we have number 7, the foil character. I guess we could try that. I'm hoping it don't take me to a whole different place. But it just takes me to Twitter. I don't know. Is it answering me? Well, we'll just go back. I don't know what they were saying. But foil character. A foil is someone whose personality and values fundamentally clash with the protagonist. This clash highlights the main character's defining attributes, giving us a better picture of who they are truly. Though these two, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oops. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right, let's get back to though these two often have an antagonistic relationship, the foil is not usually the primary antagonist. Sometimes the main character and their foil clash at first, but eventually see past their differences to become friends, or even more. Think about the protagonist and When Harry Met Sally. First they're foils, then friends, then finally lovers. The foil's precise relationship to the protagonist depends on the difference between them. For example, if the main character is introverted, their foil might be super extroverted. But that wouldn't necessarily preclude the two of them from becoming friends. However, if the main character is kind and selfless and their foil is extremely self-serving, they're probably not going to get along. Foil examples: Draco Malfoy, Effie Trinket, Lydia Bennet, George and Lenny, Kirk and Spock. Here it says clearly foils. Just look at that color symbolism. Image is from Lionsgate. This right here. Character types by quality. Dynamic, which is changing character. This one's pretty self-explanatory. A dynamic character is one who changes over the course of story. They often evolve to become better or wiser, but sometimes they can devolve as well. Many villains are made through a shift from good to evil, like Anakin Skywalker and Harvey Dent. The protagonist of your story should always be dynamic, and most of the deuterogonists should be as well. However, you don't need to make the changes super obvious in order for your audience to catch on. Okay. So she should be progressing forward by scene by scene. That's why we set goals step by step. With each as our character journeys on, my main character journeys on, her conflicts and how she overcomes her struggles, and what she overcomes helps her to progress forward. So, and like they said, you don't need to make this changes super obvious. It can be small things in order for your audience to catch on to what's going on. In the course of your narrative journey, these changes should come about subtly and naturally. Okay. Smoothly. Okay. Dynamic examples is Elizabeth Bennet, Don, I cannot pronounce his last name, Quox, Ebenezer Scrooge. Yeah, Ebenezer Scrooge. Definitely, I remember that. We saw how he started out very, very, very bitter of a man. But as he progressed through going back through time of his life experiences and remembering himself again, then he was able to overcome what made him bitter as a person. Neville Longbottom, Han Solo, and Walter White. Static, number 9 is static, unchanging characters. Then on the other hand, there's the static character, the one who doesn't change. Many static characters are simply flat. And having too many is usually a symptom of lazy writing. However, certain kinds can serve a large purpose in a story. So, just like a flat character works, static, an unchanging character can work. Okay. The static figures tend to be unlikable, such as Cinderella's stepsisters and Harry Potter's aunt and uncle. Their ignorance or how they are mistreating our hero makes them people we love to hate. And that's obvious in a story. You're going to always have something like this. Like, I have a person like that already. And they're not important. They're important, but you're only going to see them. I only have them in the story for maybe the beginning of it, but after that, they're no more good. No more needed. And boost our sympathy for the protagonist. They may also impart a lesson to the leader. You don't want to end up like me. Losers get left behind. That's the way I feel about it.
If somebody tries to ask you on a date like that, don't do it. Find somebody else. People use it often, but lately I've seen one around.
Okay, examples of static characters is Mr. Collins, Miss Havisham, Harry and Xenia Wormwood, Matilda's parents, Sherlock Holmes, a rare static protagonist, Karen Smith.
That sound like it was coming from behind me.
Okay. Hold on a second.
It's rare to get a tornado right. You think that's a tornado warning, you dumbo? It's silent. Busy the siren.
Okay. Okay, the stock character, number 10, aren't necessarily flat either, though you do not have to be careful with them. Similar to the archetypes, stock characters are those familiar figures that appear in stories time after time. The chosen one, the Joker, the mentor, you don't want to overuse them, but they can really help round out your cast and make readers feel at home in your story. The trick to using this type is to not just rely on their archetypal features. So when planning a character, You might start out with a stock, but you have to embellish and add other unique elements to give them depth. It's making me think, okay. Okay. The trick to using this type is to not just rely on their archetypal features. So when planning a character, you might start out with a stock, but you have to embellish and add other unique elements to give them depth. Take Albus Dumbledore. He might seem like a pretty stock mentor in his wizened appearance and sage manner. However, his light-hearted wisecracks and weaknesses shown later in the series demonstrate that while he may be based on well-worn archetype, he's fully fledged character in his own right. Stock examples that are effectively embellished or spun: Scott Finch, the child; Nick Bottom, the fool; Hamish Abernathy, the mentor. Symbolic character. As we mentioned earlier, a symbolic character is used to represent something larger and more important than themselves, which usually ties into the overall message of the book or series. This type must also be used spiritually, or at least subtly, so the reader doesn't feel like the symbolism is too heavy-handed. As a result, the true nature of a symbolic character may only be fully understood at the very end of a story. Okay. Aslan symbolizes God, Jesus, in the Chronicles of Narnia. Jonas symbolizes hope and the giver. Gregor's Samsa symbolizes the difficulty of change, being different in the metamorphosis. The round character. Don't get this one confused with Humpty Dumpty. A round character is similar to a dynamic one in that they both typically change throughout their character arc. The key difference is that we as readers can intuit that the round character is nuanced and contains multitudes even before any major change has occurred. Ooh. The round character has a full backstory, though not always revealed in the narrative, complex emotions and realistic motivations for what they do. This doesn't necessarily mean they're a good person. Indeed, many of the best round characters are deeply flawed, but you should still be interested and excited to follow their arc, because you can never be quite sure where they'll be led or how they'll change. Needless to say, The vast majority of the great protagonists are not only dynamic, but also round. Amy Dunn, Atticus Finch, Herbert Hubbard, Randall McMurphy, Michael Corleone. So those are just some examples of the round characters right there. And they say all the best characters are round. With this wide-ranging arsenal of character types at your disposal, your story might just be fluff, stuff of legend. Or bestseller lists. Then go put them to use if you haven't already. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to put this article here because it's a good. Let's see. I'll just use this. I'm going to have to share it for anybody to use it. Copy. So I put it there. Hopefully let me save it. Save all this. So it'll be in the description. So that information will be right there in the description if anybody wants to look at that. And please join me later on. We're going to be talking about, let me see something. Hold on. I think I'm going to make it an open panel discussion later on. And it's going to be the state of confusion and imbalance, where I'm going to be talking about, let me go in here. The state of confusion and imbalance, how we must immediately come out of this state. The lack of self-understanding is one of our greatest enemies that we face because we're all over the place as a group of people. Our minds, we've allowed ourselves to be broken apart. It's separated. We allow ourselves to be confused and hindered from our growth, from rising above our current allowing ourselves to rise above our current conditions that we are in. We're actually become slaves or prisoners. We become prisoners to our condition instead of empowering ourselves beyond this condition. So with that said, family, true love, real peace, and the higher self within. Until next time, peace.